Welcome back to another episode of Late Entry, a podcast that is guaranteed to be more exciting than today's games of football were. Hosted as always by RBF Kyle.
What up, Doe? You know we representing the dude behind bars right now?
Hashtag Free Brian Branch.
Free 32.
Free 32. It's your boy Double Dose. We had some real snooze fests in the games today, and we're not going to talk about most of those because there were some terrible ones. I mean, Cowboys put belt to ass, Chiefs put belt to ass. There's a few other boring ones, but we did have a few good ones, so we're going to talk about those ones. Start off with Sunday Night Football. We had the battle of the two of the best running backs in the league. Now, remember, I want to point this out here too. Y'all told me I was crazy. We did a running back rankings before the season. I had CMC in my top 3. You and Toph and Ant, y'all killed me. Y'all said, "Oh, he's injury prone. He's this. He's that. He's old." Mr. 201 all-purpose yards tonight. Anything to say for yourself?
He was still in my top 10, right? I think he was still in mine. So I would like to formally not apologize to you because we're both gonna be wrong again.
You just hit me with the Conor McGregor. I would like to apologize to absolutely
nobody.
Wait, look, regardless if you want to apologize or not, we both saw CMC tonight. That man might be in the MVP conversation. Maybe. It's Baker's
He's
to
going to
lose
get
right
snubbed
now,
again, but yeah.
It's Baker's to lose right now, but if he takes a step back, he might be tied for second with Josh Allen right now. Maybe.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I see a JG16 in my future. I'm just kidding. He's never going to win it. The NFL won't let him win it anyways.
We're not going to do this again. We're not going to have this debate again.
Let's not go
right
there.
now, at least.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Falcons versus Niners?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a cool way for the NFL to make up another holiday based around an NFL position. Even though the first one was George Kittle, that was all him. He invented National Tight Ends Day, which I think is next week, right?
It is. That's why they did the National Running Backs this week.
Running backs the week before, so we're gonna have Wide Receiver Day next year, whatever. I
want to see National Safety Day. I want to see all the safeties get a pick.
Hell yeah, dude. That'd be so sick.
Do you think that's why? Because speaking of George Kittle, I don't know if anyone told Mac Jones that he was playing today, but I don't think he had a single target, let alone a catch. Do you think they're just saving him for National Tight Ends Day? They're just going to give him all of the targets next week.
They're just waiting to get him primed. Yeah, they gave his backups all the targets and all the routes that he'd be getting usually. So, yeah, I think that's what their plan was. You know, Shanahan's got a whole thing worked up in his little cauldron. That damn witch he is. So he's got something worked up for Kittle next week.
So we talked, I think it was last week or the week before on Wednesday, about our MVP rankings, and I had Kyle Shanahan at on my list. I think it was number 3 on my MVP rankings, and I stand by that, except maybe him or Christian McCaffrey. But Shanahan's system, man, it's the Niners are so weird because they're the only team in the NFL where it's like, you know, people say it's next man up, but there's only so many next man up. Not for them, it's not. They will just keep finding new players to kill you with. I think they were down to their third, what did they say? It was like the signal caller, sort of, is that like the linebacker or something on their team? Mm-hmm. They were down to their third string today. It's like, they just pull another person out.
He came walking in with a Fred Warner jersey on, too.
Yes. Well, he was their second string, and I think he got hurt for a second and then came out and they had the third string and then he went back in. Something like that. I don't know. All I know is these motherfuckers balled again. And I was talking.
It don't matter.
I was talking to Jake before the episode too. I was like, "What do you think about that?" Before the podcast tonight. So, what do you think of? I'm so
stupid. Game tonight.
Before the game tonight, thank you. I was like, "What do you think about the?"
It's late entry for a reason.
What do you think about the matchup tonight? And he was like, I feel like the Falcons are here. The announcer said the same thing too. They were going to really make a statement of we really are here. I was like, I don't know, dog. This same Falcons team got shut out by the Panthers. And he was like, well, everyone has a bad week. I was like, bro, it was 30-0. So I was like, I don't know about this one. And they took another L tonight. It did not look good. And, Bijan was great, obviously. But what I really think it was is I needed 8 more all-purpose yards from Bijan. I needed 1 more catch from Drake London for my bets to close. I had 2 different bets. I needed 1 of those for each one, and they couldn't get it done. Those last 2 drives seemed like they were in spite of me. In spite of me. They were like, hey, what if we didn't do any of that? The last drive, bro, it's 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, 4th and 10. And all of them were just, all right, I'm Michael Penix. I'm just going to drop back and throw it 40 fucking yards to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Hope y'all enjoyed that one. And he was getting hit a lot. You could tell he was playing through some pain, but like, dog, I don't know if it's him or the play calling. How about getting a 2nd or 3rd and manageable? How about you run a 5-yard play, and then you can go 5 yards, 7 yards, way down the field. And if it doesn't work, then you still only have to get 5 more yards. Putting essentially a rookie quarterback in at 4th and 10 against the Niners is not a recipe for success. That's
100%. 100%. Yeah. This was something I was thinking about during the game, is that I feel like they threw basically 45 screen passes, and then in the last 4 minutes of the game, you want to try the go ball 7 times. You know, that
Yes.
like no defense is going to fall for that when you've just been dumping it to Bijan. Why don't you keep dumping it to Bijan? Because that's been your best play of the day, is dumping a screen pass to your amazing playmaker at running back and letting him get you some yards, at least. Like, let him get you to 2nd and 3, let him get you to 3rd and 3, whatever it is, and then go for it. Or like, you know, get a couple of, like, get some motion going, you know. I really feel like it's more the play calling than Penix. There were moments that I do feel like I remember seeing, I think it was London streaming across the middle, totally could have passed it to him. He tossed it to Mooney way deep, and he put a good pass on it. Mooney didn't catch it, but like, you're giving up a high percentage play for a low percentage but incredibly high reward play. So it's a little bit of a catch-22 that I think it is on the play calling. I think it is on Penix and his growing pains. But I really think that they, like, I can't remember their OC's name right now, but I really think they need an OC that's going to be able to communicate with him the way that Kyle Shanahan or like some of these amazing coaches like O'Connell have shown you, that they can communicate with multiple different quarterbacks, you know, and get their scheme across to them.
And that is the biggest thing that you said too. You said the exact right word: high percentage versus low percentage plays. 2-minute drills are usually quick, high percentage plays. Get down the field quickly by getting on these little dink and dunks. Not just 4 straight, fuck it, he's down there somewhere plays. It's not working. And you did it 3 or 4 times in a row. At no point was anyone like, hey, why don't you run a stick? Like,
yeah,
like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, even a comeback or a hitch, like, bro, some kind of crossing, nothing, just straight down the field. Just, you're not throwing to Tyreek Hill. Like, you know what I mean? Crazy. Also, while we're talking about, you know, growing pains, the end of the first half drove me crazy, bro. He threw that to, who was it, Mooney, that caught that pass? And tried to do all the little shake and stayed in bounds, and then you had to burn your final timeout. Bro, catch it and go out. Y'all have 15 seconds left. So then they run the next play, and then it's an intentional grounding, 10-second runoff. If only we had a timeout.
If I've ever seen it.
If only, right. If only we had a timeout we could call, stop that 10-second runoff, and take another shot. But nope. And it's just those kind of plays. Being a Falcons fan has got to be very frustrating. One week you're a world beater, and the next week you're just doing stupid shit like that. But I mean, that's kind of been the whole
tally
whole
one.
NFL.
Why Toph didn't show up tonight? No, I'm just kidding.
Falcons lost.
Falcons lost. Dart lost.
And Dart lost. Yep, it's a bad night for Toph. My last point on this game is, I've been saying this, and I've been saying it, and I've been saying it, and you know I've been saying it.
You've been saying it.
You know what I'm gonna say?
Kyle Shanahan could coach a dumpster can to a Super Bowl. I don't know.
Mac Jones out here winning another game. Still does not have all the receivers healthy, but here we go.
Close. Yep.
And Mac Jones looked good. He's crazy voice crack there. He looked good. But, bro, I was at work the other day. Customer came in. I was like, hello. It was awful. My customer was like, are you? It was like first thing in the morning. My customer was like, are you okay? And I was like, just, yeah, crazy voice crack. Don't mind that. Anyways, like, your
Would you
body
like
will
to buy
betray
a
you.
cell phone?
Your body will betray you at the worst times. And nothing is more embarrassing than a
You're
crazy
pushing
voice
30
crack.
and you're going through puberty again.
You know what? Maybe I'll get a little bit taller. Maybe.
Hey, be like Mike.
Hey, if you could add an inch to your vertical height or your horizontal height, which one are you taking?
That is exactly where I thought that was going. Now, I'll go vertical. I'll be 6'3", or at least 6'2.5".
Okay. All right.
Which way do you go?
It's a hard choice because I'm literally 5'11". So you get the extra height vertically. It's like, okay, I can be 6 foot.
But an extra inch on that cack.
You can never have too many inches on the cack. Like, there's your shit can wrap around your waist. You can still add another inch.
Lexi just pops into the frame. She's like, clock it.
Oh my God.
Hey, goated impromptu segment right there.
Anyway.
Oh, that was so good. So yeah,
right.
the Penix isn't being used the right way.
No, wait. So
my Penix isn't being used the right way.
Your Penix could use another inch. All right. To get back on track, basically, yes. Mac Jones looked good again. Won another game. I've been trying to tell y'all, it is the system. It is not the quarterback. All you got to be is half competent. People are like, well, what about all this person, this person, this person? It's because they sucked ass. If you can't be a successful quarterback in the Shanahan system, you should probably hang them cleats up. But to converse that, if you are successful, it doesn't mean that you're still good anywhere else. And that's why Brock Purdy is not a top 10 quarterback. Thank you. That's my time for tonight. Peace out.
Dude, that is so upsetting to admit that you are right on this, but you are right on this. I still think he's a good quarterback, and I think he has we forget Mac Jones was a first rounder, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people will also say, and people are saying, that Mac Jones was maybe the pick that Shanahan wanted in the first place over Trey Lance. And he got pressured into picking the small-time quarterback that made big plays, that looked like Mahomes. And, that's what was hot at the time, right? I was even victim of saying, like, he's going to look like Mahomes on the field one day. And now he's backing up Dak Prescott, who I don't think the world of, but has also proved me wrong this year.
He was last year. He's backing up Herbert now.
Oh, that's right. He's with the Chargers now. I forgot about that. There I go again, messing up players who are on the wrong team.
It's a backup quarterback, bro. It's all right.
I guess that's true. It ain't like Paul George on the Clippers.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I really think like there is, and I mean, I even see it with and I'm going back to preseason, which is like everyone's going to turn the podcast off now. But Kyle Allen looked incredibly productive for the Lions in this preseason, right? And then you get Hendon Hooker, and he's a person that's in a system that doesn't fit the quarterback that he is, and he looked lost. Kyle Allen looked like a world beater in the preseason. Like his completion percentage was like 81%. And so to me, it's like you get the right guy in the right system anywhere, it's going to go better than, I mean, Tua would be better probably under Saban with the Dolphins than he is right now with McDaniel. But like McDaniel let everybody show up late to practice, and now when they're losing, like they got no discipline, and they can't bounce back, and they freaking absolutely suck. So I mean, all this to say, I think the world of Kyle Shanahan, but I do think I do think we are like, I don't want the weight to be like completely taken off the quarterback's shoulders, because I think as a Detroit fan, that happens too much to my quarterback. So I think I like have that hyper awareness to be like, whoa, 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 whoa. But like the guy out there needs to make the plays. So like, let's give him his credit. So I think that's where I get defensive, is like, I'm all about the underrepresented pocket passer, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I hear you, but there's just
I'm just kidding.
I hear you. There's just levels to it. Real quick too, I want to say something as well, because you mentioned completion percentage, and we're not going to talk about the Patriots dismantling the Titans today. But I did get a notification I thought was crazy from ESPN. Drake May set the Patriots record for completion percentage today, 91.3%. So today, Drake
21 to
May
23.
had a higher completion percentage than Tom Brady ever did. And that is obviously not a knock on Tom Brady, but shout out to the Patriots. They got one of them ones over there, albeit
They
against the
got their
Titans.
guy. They got their guy, no doubt. Albeit against the Titans.
Albeit against the Titans. Colts versus Chargers. What you got?
Yes, sir. So the Colts are the real deal, and we here on Late Entry did not see this coming. Shane Steichen is a motherfucking certified gangster, dude. He has turned this team completely around. They got a new DC this year, and he's making them play really good. Was it this? I think it was this year. And he's making them play like insane. Like they're, God bless you. They are playing so well on defense. And I mean, perfectly following our last topic, talk about a quarterback that couldn't fit a system that Shane Steichen had in his mind. Like he put pen to paper, and then Daniel Jones has just made that shit a reality. And I've really started to think like, oh yeah, none of this was ever on him. He was pressured, once again, pressured to pick a quarterback that had a lot of hype, and then ended up finding somebody that had like any competency, that had any experience as a good starter, and turned him into potentially the MVP this year. I know we're talking Baker. I know we're talking Shanahan. I know we're talking McCaffrey. I know obviously Josh Allen's always going to make the conversation, but like Daniel Jones, if he keeps that shit up, like look the fuck out. He is. And I mean, hey, talk about offensive player of the year, Jonathan Taylor. I think he had 2-3 touchdowns today.
3.
I mean,
another game with 3.
Good night, dude.
Yeah. I just want to make a point, because you had talked about like Daniel Jones and switching the location. I want to read a list of quarterbacks that either this year, or with the exception of one, in the last 2 years, switched locations and have completely looked like a different quarterback. These people were all absolutely left for dead and are now out here winning games, with the exception of one of them. He was, huh?
Am I doing like a blind ranking, you said? Or am I
No. I'm just giving a list.
Oh, okay.
So Geno Smith, he had a good year 2 seasons ago with the Seahawks. He was decent last year. Obviously, this year sucks. That's one. The rest of these, Baker, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Sam Darnold, Flacco, and Mac Jones. All of those quarterbacks going into this season, you thought, oh, well, okay, Baker we knew from a few seasons already. But all of these quarterbacks at one point, they were all left for dead. Every single one of them. And now they're all having a resurgence. Just shows that you need the right people in there. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then to a lesser point too, because he's still in the same. Right. But people were like, all right, Rodgers he just needs to go on and retire. Mm-hmm. Out here still dueling. He and Joe Flacco on Thursday, that was sensational.
Bro, best Thursday night game we've seen in years.
Right after Matt said that they should just not have them anymore.
I know. He should say that shit more often on Wednesdays.
And And then, like I said, not to the same extent because he's still in the same location, but also Bryce Young. People thought that he should go ahead and be a backup or out of the league, and he's winning games this season too. So it's crazy just to see like what a difference a new location, new coaches, new system can make on a quarterback. And it just shows that not everybody that we think sucks are bad. Someone that I wish I could have added to that list, and I would have 2 weeks ago, but I can't now, Justin Fields. Unfortunately, that's looking like that's coming to a close. And I have been a big supporter of Justin Fields this whole NFL time. Thought the Bears screwed him. It's not going well. Although they were no Garrett Wilson today. Let's play a game. Can you name 2 receivers on the Jets without Garrett Wilson?
Alan Lazard and
that's the only one that I thought you'd be able to get.
Josh Reynolds. Josh Reynolds plays there.
Does he?
Former Lion. Yep.
Is he really? Okay. Damn.
That's it. That's all I can name. That's it.
Yeah. So, and we thought that the Colts are going to be the worst team in the league. It's looking right now. It's coming down to like the Raiders, the Jets, and the Titans. Which I think
we did have. We had Titans and I think we had Jets in there as like potential, but we were both just like, oh, okay.
I personally thought it was going to be between the Saints and the Colts.
Saints,
and I went with the Colts. Yeah. And the Saints have been competitive basically every game. The rest of these
Rattler
teams
is kind of surprising. He's like he gives you like he kind of gives you that Carson Wentz early career. Like he gives you a heart attack on one drive, and then the next drive you're like, why isn't this guy like number 5 in the league? Holy shit!
Oh, that's another one. Carson Wentz too. Another guy that's
true
had a resurgence.
True. Almost had his revenge game today. So close.
Yeah.
Against the Eagles. Almost got his Nick Foles revenge. He's like, you built a statue for that motherfucker?
But yeah, so speaking of fucking terrible teams, Chiefs got dismantled today by the
Chiefs dismantled the Raiders.
Excuse me. The Raiders got dismantled today by the Chiefs. Absolutely beat the shit out of them. I just want to come out here again and suck my own dick and talk about how right I was. I told everybody, after they had taken, I think, their 3rd straight loss, I was like, hey, everybody just go ahead and relax. They have no weapons right now. They're going to get it together. And then they won. And then they got Xavier Worthy back. And then they won again. And now they got Rashee Rice again. He got 2 touchdowns today. And they beat them 31-0. One of the most boring games I've ever watched before and stopped watching. 31-0. Clock it. But yeah. Any thoughts on that, or we want to keep it pushing? Because that's all I had to say. It was just I told y'all to relax, and it would come back, and they back.
We call behind the scenes. We call Ricky Pearsall Mr. Bulletproof. I'm gonna call Rashee Rice Mr. Suspended. Getting Mr. Suspended back and the fastest man alive back. Sorry, Tyreek. I mean, having both of them in the lineup at the same time for basically the first time, outside of like those first couple weeks where Xavier Worthy was just getting his footing. It really, I mean, you just saw it, and I know it was the Raiders, but usually Max Crosby can get a little chirps in and kind of slow Pat down, and he had nothing today. I mean, the O-line played good. Running backs played good. Everybody just played great. And I think, honestly, I'm going to take partial credit here as a Lions fan and as a Lions believer. We reignited the Chiefs' fire. We let them be reminded that they are that good and that they can hang with some of the top teams like the Detroit Lions. And so we reminded them that they should stomp a team like the Raiders instead of just winning 17-13 on some bad call shit.
Hey, keeping it pushing. You remember, I think it was last week or the week before, I said that the Jags, they were 4-1. And what did I say about them? You remember?
I believe you said you're waiting for it to fall off the cliff.
I said that it reminded me of that scene from Rush Hour where they held up the burning money and we're like, woo, that's fake. That's fake. Boys got stomped today, 35-7 against the Rams with no Puka. They couldn't do anything against them. Nothing. and another horribly boring overseas game. That's what they should really get rid of, is the overseas games.
Yeah.
But I want to thank the Packers versus Cardinals and the Colts versus, or not the Colts versus Chargers, I'm sorry, the Packers versus the Cardinals and the Broncos versus the Giants for giving us something fun to watch before Sunday Night Football, because today was terrible. 31-0 Chiefs versus Raiders, 35-7 Rams versus Jaguars, 31-6 Browns versus Dolphins, 31-13 Patriots over Titans. Cowboys had a banger too, 44-22. Like, a lot of these games today sucked. Colts versus Chargers got a little bit closer toward the end, but I feel like you never really thought that the Chargers were going to win. So thank you to the Packers versus Cardinals and the Broncos versus Giants. And all I want to say about the Packers is two things. Once again, you're scaring me because you're letting a team that has no business hanging around with you get it that close. I do want to say shout out to Micah Parsons for making the play when it counted, because that boy came out, caught his breath, went back in, and immediately lit up Mr. Jacoby Brisket. Also, shout out to Jacoby Brisket for completely forgetting how to play football on his final drive. You made some of the worst throws I have ever seen outside of Michael Penix today. They were terrible, bro. He had Marvin Harrison Jr. wide open and was like, let me double pump it and throw it over his head. And then proceeded to throw out of the back of the end zone on fourth down. So shout out to Micah Parsons and Jacoby Brissett for being the MVPs of the game today.
Yeah, Mr. Brisket, he went from looking like not Lamar. He went from looking like Murray's He went from looking like Murray's replacement to a guy that works at Burger King. And I'm out. That was the worst joke I've made all year, and I'm done. I quit the podcast.
So yeah. Broncos versus Giants.
Yes, sir. All right, I got a lot to say about this one. Toph, where you at?
I want to real quick. Shout out to the Giants for blowing a humongous lead that I thought was absolutely raps.
That same. I went from thinking, like, hearing all like the pre-show stuff on like Thursday, Friday. I was like, there's no way that the Giants put up points in this game. There's no way, like, Jackson Dart, yeah, he's got his hype right now, but there's no way he gets like success against Sean Payton in this defense. You know, like, they are too good, they're too disciplined. And then obviously the game started going, and Scadaboo started being the crackhead he is, and Jackson Dart started aura farming, and next thing I knew, the Broncos were down by 3-4 scores. And yeah, I did not think that it was going to be possible at all. A 33-point fourth quarter from Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos to win that game. A botched extra point by the backup kicker. I mean, also, I do think on that last touchdown drive by the Giants, they were getting some friendly ball placements, like where like that 4th and 19 was really close, and they made it look not so close by just moving the sticks. So in a way, I almost think like, oh yeah, the Giants' last touchdown shouldn't have even happened. And
people had an issue with that PI call too.
Yes, the PI call was very light. So yeah, to me, it was like it was karma coming back the right way. I think the Broncos deserved that win. They earned that win after the fourth quarter they had, and yeah, I mean, good 3 quarters by the Giants, and good things to take forward for them too. I mean, you had your rookie QB against one of the best defensive coaches in the league, and he put up 28 points, 32 points, whatever it was. 32, yeah.
And to go along with that, no league neighbors.
And like, no wide receiver one. Yep.
They've been looking
Fuck
good.
you, Wan'Dale Robinson. You're going to make me lose in fantasy this week.
They have been looking very good without Neighbors, and that's a scary thing to think about because Neighbors will be coming back. One thing that I want to say is I think that the NFL should be able to go to Congress and get this law passed. You know how you've got like there's in contracts, there's like a player option or a team option for like renewing your contract.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should make a new team option for teams with their kickers. I think that if you are a kicker and you miss an extra point, the team should have the team option to be able to take you out back and put you down like old Yeller. Like,
why did I know that's where you were going?
Like, I understand missing a field goal. That is one thing, especially when you start backing it up. But if you are a professional kicker and your only job in this world with the time that you are given on this earth and you can't make an extra point,
these goddamn uprights,
and you can't make an extra point, they might should just be able to go ahead and just.
I think it was college. I saw a team purposely take a false start because they were like, yeah, the kick's too close. Like, he's more comfortable from like 28 over 23 or whatever. And I'm like, just kick the damn motherfucking ball, bro. Like, you got one job, kick it high and kick it straight. You do it all week. You do it about 150 times a week. You do it about 150 times a day, I should say. Like, you should know how this kick is going to go. Like, before pre-snap, don't matter.
Kick it.
Kick that bitch.
I looked up one time why it is that because I thought, ignorance. I was like, if you're kicking, why not have an extra roster spot and kick and punt both be the same player? It's just kicking the ball. Apparently, I'm not the only person who had this thought. Someone asked Bill Belichick about that before because they were like, you're shrewd. Why wouldn't you do that? It sounds like a Belichick move. He was like, look, we want each one to be very specialized. I want my punter to be great at putting that ball exactly where it needs to go. I want my kicker to be able to make kicks. If you start doing one thing too much, or you spend too much time doing one and not the other, then you're going to be bad at one of them, or you're going to try to do both and be good at neither. So all you're doing is kicking. Make the extra point, please. I'm watching Pat McAfee get random people off the street, and some of them make the kick.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a professional kicker, and you can't put it through for an extra point.
That being said, those guys would probably go like 10 for 26 when they saw like 7 300-pound men running at them. But I do get your point. Like, you're paid to be there for a reason. Like, get the damn job done. Also, I just saw here Travis Hunter has entered the chat.
He said something
about being being utilized in the right position and not being able to be. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. And guess what? The Jacksonville Jaguars just finally, for the first time this season, mained him on offense and used him for like 4 defensive snaps. And guess he had his best game of the damn year.
100 yards and a touchdown.
There's something to be said about focusing on what you're good at. And yeah, we would be, and I like saw it happen. Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown got dragged this week because he dropped a 4th down pass, right? And St. Brown doesn't drop passes. That was his first drop I've seen since like week 2 of 2023, So like, it doesn't happen. But why can't the kickers be that good? Like, if you're doing that all week, why can't you be that automatic from those close range ones? Like, I don't get it. Like, all you have to do is kick it high and hit the center of the football. You do that from 50 yards, no problem. I don't see how it's hard from 18.
Brandon Aubrey came off of his couch and now has tied for the second longest kick in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. Jake Bates, UFL. He was selling
selling
tile
bricks.
Or selling bricks. Yeah.
Slanging bricks, dog. And now he's slanging kicks.
He had that thing on him. Now he got that thing on him.
I want to take a quick moment to do a little I don't know if shout out is the right word, but so the Broncos, like you said, scored 33 points in the 4th quarter to win the game. Today is the day that Demaryius Thomas was inducted into the Broncos Hall of Fame, or Broncos Ring of Honor, excuse me. Ironically, Demaryius Thomas passed away at 33.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Also,
that is weird.
Yes. I also want to, and this is going to take just a second for me to read all of this, but I want to read this story about Demaryius Thomas that I thought was, and I know we just spent some time making fun of kickers and stuff like this, but on a serious note, um, this was from James Palmer TV on Twitter. In early August in 2018, Demaryius Thomas and I sat on the grass on the Broncos practice field for almost 2 hours. We talked about life, what we were reading, the new diet he was trying in an effort to keep his body, which was breaking down on the football field. Toward the end of the conversation, we talked about the possible end of his Broncos career, which he knew was a possibility coming and actually did with the trade to the Texans a couple of months later. He was open about how it bothered him to the point it impacted how he played. He didn't really understand the booze the last couple of years as he struggled with drops and was slowed by a number of injuries. I'll never forget him looking at me and asking, "What do you think my legacy will be here?" I told him I think he'll go down as one of the greatest players to ever wear a Broncos uniform. I don't know if he believed me, and I always hoped that he did. Sunday, Demaryius Thomas will be inducted into the Broncos Ring of Fame as one of the greatest Broncos ever. I pray he can hear the ovation, that he can feel the love, that he will have that question answered. And then Stefania Bell had quote tweeted it and said, "Saddens me to read that Demaryius Thomas had these thoughts, yet doesn't surprise me. Players are human. They hear the negative comments. It can be cruel. DT was such a kind soul, in addition to being a talented player, and I'm so glad he's being honored in this way." And I just want to say, shout out to Demaryius Thomas. You truly earned that spot in the Ring of Fame or Ring of Honor. And yeah, I hope you're resting easy.
Amen, brother. Yeah, I, we are all our own worst critics, man. And that is like he was one of the tops of the tops. I mean, had a legendary Super Bowl game with Peyton Manning and was by far his favorite target when he was at Denver. You know, I mean, just electric career. I'm sure had an even more electric life outside of football and a lot more impact outside of football than he did on the field. But it sucks when someone goes that young and someone so talented, especially. I mean, it sucks in general, obviously, but yeah, he'll be remembered forever. I can't believe that the Broncos draft 33 on on the day that they were remembering him. I feel like that's really cool. Obviously, it's hard to. What was he? 85? Was that his number?
I think
88.
was it 88? Yeah. I think it
Yeah.
was 88,
So
which 33
yeah.
turned around backwards is 88.
Damn type shit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
It
Yeah.
reminds me of when I can't remember the guy's name. The player for he was a running back that returned kicks. He ran back 3 kicks after Damar Hamlin had his incident. Damar Hamlin was
Oh
3, and he got 3
yes.
for him. Yeah, Naheem
Yes.
Hines. That's what it was. Yep.
Yes. It was Hines. Yep. You're right.
But
Wow. Yeah, that was cool.
all the stories you hear about DT were like so cool of like the kind of person that he was and how much of an impact he made both on and off the field. I forgot which player it was, but had told a story about how he was like had got injured and he was thinking like it might have been the end of his career. And he was sitting like a table like in the organization's like facility, and DT saw him and like could tell that he was in his feelings and just came and sat down and talked to him. I was just like just talked through stuff with him, and it's like just the impact that he made. Everyone has just the greatest stories to tell about him, and it made me. I'm happy that the organization honored him the way that they did, and it was cool. They put his his bust up right next to Peyton Manning, which was really cool. I know Peyton
Mm.
Manning thought like was very like touched by that, but it made me so sad. They unveiled that, and the first thing that DT's mom did is went over and touched his face on the bus, and she was like, "The last time I was able to touch his face is when he was leaving us." It's like,
Mm.
damn. So
Wow.
shout out
That's real.
to DT. Yeah, I'm not trying to kill the vibe on here. I just wanted to give time to talk about what sounds like an amazing man. Obviously, I didn't know him, but very happy for him and for his family that and the organization that they were able to do that. It was a good thing by them. And then
Glad
cool
he's
that
getting
yeah,
his recognition.
absolutely a man that definitely deserved his flowers from everything that I can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think that's all we've got for the games, right? Am I forgetting anything?
The big thing we really have is, I mean, the only other thing we have to talk about is this game going on tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I just meant from today's games. Yeah,
Oh yeah,
yep.
from what's happened, yeah, we've covered everything we need to talk about. Dolphins are hot garbage. Don't need to talk about that. yeah, everything else, I think we're good.
Oh, I just wanted to put a bow on the DT thing. Just the fact that once again the players are human. It's one thing to like make jokes and stuff like that, but like if you're at a game and you're booing your own team, like maybe think about the impact that that has. And people that take that way over the top, like
True.
I forgot who it was. There was a running back for the Vikings. It was like 3 years ago. He had like 2 or 3 fumbles in a game, and people were like sending death threats to him in his DMs, calling him the N word, like all sorts of stuff. And it's like, bro, this is a game, and these are real people with real feelings and real families. Like, have some perspective in the
Honestly,
way
I
that
think
we talk to and about these people.
I think we need to remember that for everybody too. It's so easy with how big online life is nowadays to just write some shit down and forget about it. We got to remember that everything you say has weight to somebody, and there's a real person on the other side receiving what you're telling them. So think about that before you just go and like talk shit or boo one of your favorite players that you don't even really dislike, probably, but you're just mad at him. Um, Human's gonna be human, and I ain't blaming anybody that did boo him, but like, let's be better, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that's like, even a situation like that, like you've got a player that was one of the best players in your organization ever, and he's sitting here like, damn, man, like the fans
Getting
hate me.
booed by
Like,
yeah.
what's my legacy here gonna be? So yeah, just keep that in mind. But like you said, with everybody too, like I'm not a perfect person, but try to spread as much love and positivity to everyone else that you can in this world. All right, now let's talk about some more contentious shit. Lions versus Bucks.
Woo!
How you feeling about
Jamel
tomorrow?
Dean, Jamel Dean versus Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think it's gonna be a
I'm
wild
in Ross
matchup.
St. Brown.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think we could see J-Mo get a good jump on his 1,000-yard season tomorrow. That's the big thing I see. But I'm gonna be there. So anybody else who's tuning in, like, let me know if you're gonna be there. I think tonight when you guys are seeing this, like, let's link up. Let's cheer our team on. Let's get loud, boy. I haven't been to a Lions game since, funny enough, since they lost to the Dolphins the game before their trend started on that 9-8 season. So I saw the
Mm.
last game before the Lions we know now and the fans we know now at Lions games. So I'm very excited to experience this. Um, Baker is a dog, but I still see Hutch getting to him. He's got some dude whose last name is Heck against him as his matchup, and I think Hutchinson's going to do a heck of a job. Uh,
A second terrible joke tonight. Thank you for your contribution.
I'll be here all week, every week, twice a week. So third joke. No, I really think Hutch gets minimum 2 sacks tomorrow.
Mm.
He is the Baker. He's got Baker's sacks in his anyways. Um, Go Lions.
Um, it's an interesting situation. So, normally I'd be extremely concerned, and I still am. No Brian Branch against Baker is not what we wanted to see. That's part of the reason I was so pissed off at Brian Branch about this. Like, brother, we could have used you. At the same time, Abuka could not play. I guess it depends. He's up to questionable now. So is Mike
Mm-hmm.
Evans. Chris Godwin is
Mm-hmm.
out, obviously. So we're looking at hopefully an undermanned offense from them. No Bucky Irving. Hopefully neither receivers or none of the receivers. But Baker can make magic happen with anybody, and I'm concerned about it. We are a lot
100%.
healthier. We've got our offense together at least. So I'm hoping that we can go out there and get a dub. But Baker has been he's been him. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. You have a score prediction for tomorrow?
The biggest thing I want to say is just bet the over. Bet the over hard. I think both of these teams are gonna have to put up points. If the Lions want a chance, They're going to have to put up points. If both Igbuka and Mike Evans are out there, if there's an alt spread for 70 plus, bet it.
Get
Like this could
out of
go to
here.
38-35, bro. If both of them are in and the Lions offense is clicking, it could be a crazy game. I
the
really believe
over
that.
the over is 52.5.
Bet that
That's the
shit.
total point. You think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
I really do. Oh, that's tough, dude. Because I can also see, like I said, I already bet on Hutch getting 2 sacks, but I don't know, man. It's this game could go any which way, I guess, because we lost 16-20 last year, 2016, and then or 22-16, and then we win the year prior 31-23, and in all reality, that could have been 31-31 going into overtime if Baker didn't throw an interception in the middle of that last drive. So, like, we've seen these teams put up insane amount of points, these coaches especially, because it's way different players at this point, but we've seen these coaches put up a ton of points against each other, and we've seen them put up nothing burgers. So we'll see.
All I know is the Lions need this, dog.
Yeah, we
they
do.
cannot afford to drop 2 in a row. It's already, as it stands right now, today, Green Bay, Lions, and Chicago all have 4 wins. Packers are ahead of us by 1 percentage, so we need to, because they had that tie. So we need to get up there again with a 5 win. And if they lose, they'll be 4-3, which is worse than 4-1 and worse than 4-2 for the Packers and the Bears respectively. So they need this bitch badly for both the standings and also, I say, team morale. Because, like I said, we've talked about before, we don't really know who we've played so far, but we think the Chiefs are good. I think we think that the Bucs are pretty good too. We don't want to lose to 2 good teams in a row. We want to show
Very
that last
true.
week was a fluke and we can get back on track. Otherwise, it's not fully time to panic, but be some alarm bells. It depends on how you lose too. But yeah, last week we had no offense or no defense against the Chiefs. So hopefully tomorrow we'll see both.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's all we got for you guys tonight. You got anything else? One more final dad joke?
Thank y'all for tuning in. No more dad jokes. Just can't wait to see the Lions win tomorrow.
You gonna really throw a jinx out at the end of the episode? What the hell is wrong with you?
Why would you call it a jinx, man? I'm just being positive about my team, man. I'm just a positive fella.
I hope that I don't have to play this bitch back for you on Wednesday. All right, everybody. We out of here. Peace.
Free Brian Branch.